Today, we're going to talk about making successful changes, okay? So, in true fashion, I'm going to share a story of how it's going for me so that you can get a better sense of what's going on. So, I recently started working with a naturopath, not because I feel like my health is crappy, but because I know it could be better. And so, on Monday, a couple days ago, I started a 60-day wellness program. And part of the program is requiring a removal of some of the foods, some types of foods that I eat regularly. And the very first one is sugar. Now, I am not a huge sweet person. I don't eat a lot of cookies. I don't eat a lot of brownies. I definitely don't eat much candy at all. My kryptonite is Little Justin's peanut butter cups. The dark chocolate ones are just delicious. But when I received the information for this program, it said cut out sugar. There is freaking sugar in literally everything. Everything. Like, I went to go get some granola, and it had sugar in it. I went to pick up some bread, which is like whole grain bread, had sugar in it. My homemade bread, while it doesn't have sugar in it, it's sweetened with honey. So I can't have that because it's sugar and fruit juices and syrup and honey kind of things, right? And so I was spiraling on Sunday when I was looking at all of the things that I could not eat, right? So this tiny little list, I promise you, this tiny little list is like maybe in total 12 ingredients, right? Like 12 things that are needed to be cut out during this program, right? But I was so focused on all of the stuff that I couldn't eat that I was being grumpy and angry about the whole thing. So focused on all the stuff I couldn't eat. Not on all of the things that I could eat, because that list was like 4 pages in this packet that I got. Legitimately, 6 lines of things I couldn't eat, 4 pages of things that I could eat, and yet I was so focused on the things that I couldn't eat that I was spiraling and I was getting annoyed about this whole thing, right? And so Monday I was like, all right, I got this. This is good. And then Monday evening, I was like, I really just want a glass of wine and a Reese's peanut butter cup, or a Justin's peanut butter cup. And I felt myself getting really annoyed and wanting to quit, right? Because it felt too hard. Felt too hard. And I was like, I don't want to freaking do this. Now that I have to give up my peanut butter cups, like, this isn't worth it. I think I'm pretty healthy. How many times have you talked yourself into or out of something simply because it felt too hard, right? And so I said, no, like, I'm gonna go the day. I've got discipline. I can do this. I committed to it. So this is my thing. I don't ever commit to something unless I can see it all the way through. I don't. So I definitely look at all of the things objectively, and I've talked about this before in this group. I don't commit to something unless I can see it all the way through. So I committed to the 60 days, and I'm going to see it all the way through. So I said, okay, so yesterday went a little bit better, but it wasn't the greatest. And what I realized was I was not being proactive in preparing the foods that I could eat. And I was waiting until I was hangry and then struggling to find something to eat that was on the approved foods. And so I had to take a step back and say, okay, well, that obviously didn't work where I was just being reactionary. Definitely had to be more proactive about this. And when I am proactive about it, I'm very successful. Very successful. And so what I really want to challenge you to do is, if there is something that you're looking to achieve this year, success in one area of your life that you would like to see happen, are you being proactive about it? Are you being proactive, and are you being realistic about your proactivity? right? So we can say, okay, I'm going to be really proactive. I'm going to lay out my gym shoe, my running shoes. I'm going to lay out all my clothes, and I'm going to run every day. Well, if you're not currently running, or you don't like to run in cold weather, it's going to be probably a lot harder for you to create that discipline. And so how can you kind of slowly step into that? If that's your long-term goal, you want to say, hey, you know what? I want to run a half marathon. That's cool. Half marathon doesn't start on day one. You do not run a half marathon on day one. Probably will take you about 16 weeks to get there, depending on what your running plan is. Maybe 12 weeks, right? I do a lot of 12-week training programs. So maybe it's 12 weeks. Maybe it only takes you 12 weeks to get to a half marathon or a full marathon or whatever it is, right? But it's about those daily actions, and that discipline is only required until it becomes a new habit, right? So for me, I'm having to use a lot of discipline and be proactive right now. It's taking a lot more energy for me to consciously choose what I'm eating because it's not habitual. I'm used to eating whatever I want, realistically, that I haven't been limited in my intake for anything. And so this feels hard. It's only day 3, right? Now, in another week, it's probably going to be much easier for me to not think about all of the sugar that I can't have. But right now it feels hard. And when you start something, it's gonna feel hard because it's new and it's different from what you're doing. That doesn't mean you throw in the towel and you quit. That doesn't make any sense. If you really wanted it, then why did you, if you were fine throwing in the towel on day 3 or day 1, why did you say you were gonna do the thing in the first place? Make your commitments to yourself mean something. Because if you can't commit to do something for yourself, how do you think that makes everybody else feel? Oh, well, I never let other people down. Oh, so you just let yourself down regularly. How does that make you feel? Yeah, I did. So when it comes to these things, again, I don't commit to something unless I'm going to see it all the way through. Is it hard right now? Absolutely. I want nothing more than to go have my little peanut butter cup and a glass of wine right now. Maybe not right now, but that's what I want. Maybe tonight. But I am so curious as to how I'm going to respond to this program for 60 days and how I'll feel at the end of it, that I am disciplined enough to see it through. And I don't need the discipline for very long because eventually it will become a habit and I won't think about all the things I can't eat and I'll focus on all the things that I can eat, right? This is how you create success in your life. 1, focus on the things you can, right? Because where your focus goes, so does your energy, and that thing will start to grow, right? So if I look at those 4 pages of things that I can eat, there's a lot of things on there that I can eat. They're just not regularly in my diet all the time, where they're easy to grab. And so I had to make them easy to grab. I had to slice up some peppers and some cucumbers and some other things that were just easy to grab and put into a salad. Because if I'm not proactive about it, I will just do more of what I've done in the past, which is grab a bag of chips or grab something else on the way out the door, right? I'm not a terrible eater, but again, there were a lot of things that I was just grabbing reactionary because it was quick, it was easy. And so I had to make these new things quick and easy. So I have containers in the refrigerator with sliced up food where I can grab when I'm hungry. I can make a salad easily. I can make a sandwich on a lettuce wrap easily, right? I had to make it easy. So if you're saying, okay, I want to grow my business. All right, if you're not being consistent at growing your business right now, it's going to take you some time to build that. Just like if you're saying that you want to run a marathon and you're not consistently running right now, it's going to take some time to be there. But what I recommend is, 1, figuring out what you want. Okay. 2, being really honest with yourself about how you need support to get there, right? For me, I have to make it super easy. If I don't make it super, super easy and simple, I will not do it. I will drag my feet and I will procrastinate all day long. So I have to make it easy, right? Simplify it in some way, shape, or form. And I absolutely have to make it fun. I've got to throw fun in there somehow, or I'm definitely not going to do the thing. So for this wellness program, while it doesn't feel fun right now, I'm definitely curious about my outcome. And so that's where that fun is thrown in, my curiosity about it. So how do you create success in your life? Look at other areas of your lives that you've been successful in. Smaller areas, right? If you're looking at a massive area in your life and you're like, well, shoot, I feel like a total failure. Look at the small successes, because the small successes build on top of each other. And that's how you create more success. If you are curious as to what your success formula is, this is something that I help my clients with, is creating their own success formula so they can create success in any area of their life. Because each of us has a unique success formula that is, again, unique to us. And a lot of the times we don't know what it is, simply because we haven't taken the time to reflect on it. But when you know what your success formula is, it's very easy for you to replicate success in any area of your life. So that is what I help my clients do. Tap into their own personalized success formula and create success in any area of their lives. So, having said all of that, I want you to start thinking about being proactive. So how do you become proactive? You slow down. You slow down. The only way to be proactive is to slow down. When you are super busy and you have things back to 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 back, you will just do more of what you know, and that is what you've been doing, and that is not how you create change. You create change in your life by slowing down and being proactive. Okay? So, those are the couple of tips for today. I'm going to let you go. This is going to be short and sweet today. I will be back tomorrow for some more information. But if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I would be happy to answer them. And if you are interested in creating your own success formula, please reach out to me. I do have space available for private clients right now, and I would love to help you create success in any area of your life. So, I'm sending you lots of love. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And as always, be big, be bold, and be opulent. Bye, love.